I saw a post on Reddit recently about somebody bought a new racket and they were talking about how the grip size was different, and that's like a different topic. But he was also talking about that the balance was different. And it got me curious, thinking about balance and weight and things. And there's something called swing weight, which is like the combination of how heavy something is and where the weight is. So for example, if I were to just take this as an example, imagine that this was 150 grams, but it was very, very headlight, meaning most of the weight is near the grip, near the handle. And then you take another racket, I don't know, for example, this one, and you said that this one was 150 grams, but most of the weight was near the head. Now, when you swing this and when you swing this one is going to feel heavier. Why? Because there's more weight at the end. Imagine holding a hammer. You hold it by the handle, you swing it, it feels heavy. You turn it around, you hold it by the weight and you swing it, it doesn't feel heavy at all. Now, it certainly doesn't have the same momentum. So it got me thinking, what's more important to you, the weight of a racket or its balance? Now, as far as I'm concerned, I can tell you 100% it's to do with its balance. And I know that I like a headlight racket. Not necessarily a very headlight racket, but it's certainly got to be more of the weight towards the grip. Now that might be because I feel that I've got good technique, I feel as though I've got a good strong forearm, that I'm able to keep the racket very still when I make contact with the ball. But if you're not one of those people who feel that they've got a good technique or they feel they've got a good strong grip, having the weight in the head might be really useful for you. And I don't want to get onto one of the topics about what's better for a beginner, because there is no definite guide, not head heavy, not head light, not heavy rackets, not light rackets. It really depends on the person itself. So for me, it would always be, I'd rather a slightly heavier racket that was head light than a lighter racket that was head heavy. And let me tell you again, I'm not going to stand up because it's not convenient here, but if you really want to test the weight of a racket, do it like this. Don't do it like this, because now you're testing its balance and its weight. If you really want to feel how heavy a racket is, do it like this. And close your eyes and do a few rackets. And honestly, I don't think that you could notice that much difference. If there was only a small difference in the weight, I don't think you'd notice. But I do think you'd notice if there was a difference in the balance. And that's the first thing people do. They pick up a racket and they go like this, don't they? Because they want to see where the distribution of weight is. So that's this week's question. What's more important to you, the weight of a racket or its balance? And of course you probably say, well, it's a bit of both, Philip. But is it? I mean, really, if I were to give you a racket that was a little heavier, but its balance was a little bit head lighter, would you really notice? Maybe you would. Maybe that's one sort of test that we can do one day. Anyway, so that was this week's question. On the screen at the moment, somewhere up here, is a playlist of all of the other questions for you to look at. And probably down here somewhere is another video that YouTube thinks is a really good fit for you. And probably down here is a subscription button. If and only if you think my content is useful, please consider subscribing. And remember, do something every single day to improve your squash. See ya.